All right. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Got the stream started just a hair. Well, I got it started at 9, but give people just a minute more so to filter in those that want to watch live tonight as we do our first two boxes from our 2021, that's still weird to say, Breakers Club. We're going to do the vote winner, which I put a vote up on the Facebook page yesterday, asking everybody which box they would like to have me rip first. And the winner there was the 1998 Pacific Online. So we're going to go with that particular box first. And then the second place vote getters were the 2004 Playoff Honors and the 2001 Topps Gold Label. I decided to go with the Gold Label. For no real particular reason, but they were tied. So we're taking, two of the top three vote getters, and we'll bust those boxes tonight. And then what the plan will be is the Breakers Club consists of a total of 12 boxes. They'll be spread out 2 boxes a night for the next 6 weeks. And that'll get us through everything. I've got, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams that are still unclaimed. All of them priced at $50 if anyone wants one last minute. The Diamondbacks, Indians, Royals, Brewers, Twins, Blue Jays, and the Rays are all unclaimed. I don't know that anyone particularly wants those teams since they've been left this long, but should anyone want those at the last minute, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to get going with the group break. And as always, I will do some bonus packs. So we started this box of Donruss not too long ago. And so I guess last fall, I think it was last November, was the last group break that I did. So we're going to take we'll do 2 packs tonight of that, add in for our bonus packs. And we also have this blaster of 2019 Donruss, which we started before. I think we've done 1 or 2 packs out of this. And so let's take one of those as well. And I will remind you that everybody that has a team slot in here is going to earn an entry into the Tier 1 giveaway, the player break giveaway that I'll be doing. And you will earn an entry for basically each video that I do. So essentially, assuming I do 6 of these, which is the plan, with 2 boxes per night, everyone will get 6 entries per team that they claim. So that's a nice extra bonus. And with that, I think we are pretty much ready to go. I'm looking forward to the break. And for tonight, and probably tonight only, I will read through the list of who has what. And this is for again, one more time, the 2021 Breakers Club, the Nachos Grande Breakers Club. We've got Andy Schaefer with the Braves. Ben Martin has the Cubs. Jeff Laws has the White Sox. John Donovan has the Rockies. And Brew has the Astros. Ben Morris has the Tigers and Rangers. Shane Samuelson has the Red Sox and then the National/Expo slot. They go together. Adam Canninger has the Angels and Marlins. Night Owl has the Dodgers, Brett Allen the Mets, Kenneth Riddle the Yankees, Mitch Anglin the Athletics, Jordan Schmidt the Phillies, Wade Fisher the Pirates, Rod Richard has the Padres, Nick V has the Giants, Zach Gibbs has the Mariners, Kerry Biggs has the Cardinals, I have the Orioles and the Reds, and then like I said before, the Diamondbacks, Indians, Royals, Brewers, Twins, Rays, and Blue Jays are all unclaimed. So that's what we have. We are going to start ripping our boxes and packs. So I'm going to start with the bonus packs, and then we'll work our way through the 2 boxes. I think we'll do the Gold Label first, and then we'll do the online second, since that was the vote winner for most anticipated box, or the box you guys wanted to see me rip first at least. Let's get those out of the way for just a minute, and let's get going. Good luck to everybody, and I want to thank everyone for joining in the Breakers Club. I honestly had no idea how it would go over. I knew when I did that initial survey that there was a fair bit of interest, but of course interest and actually, results not always going to line up the same way. We ended up, I think, with a great deal for everybody, 12 boxes, including that box of tech, which should be pretty cool. Those are very expensive to actually acquire now, so I'm looking forward to breaking that one. But all right, so we're ready to go, and we've got our bonus pack. So we've got a puzzle piece of Carl Yastrzemski, and then our first of our bonus cards, we've got Bob Welch for the A's, Melita Perez for the White Sox. There's a nice Mark Grace for the Cubs. Jamie Navarro for the Brewers. Tom Pagnozzi for the Cardinals. Herm Winningham for the Reds. Gene Harris for the Mariners. Steve Alboni, Yankees. Brooke Jacoby, Indians. Danny Darwin, Astros. That was a nice Jay Buhner, very young Buhner there for the Mariners. Scott Giraldo for the Giants. Alex Sanchez, rated rookie for the Blue Jays. I love the rated rookies. Another rated rookie, Brian Dubois, Greg Minton, and Tony Castillo. Our second of 3 bonus packs. And then again, we'll start in on the gold label. Got a few people that have made their way to the live video. I want to say hello to everybody. Quiet room so far. So we've got more of the Yastrzemski master puzzle there. Gary Reedus for the Pirates. Jim Dwyer Expos. Steve Rosenberg White Sox. Craig Lefferts Giants. Alan Trammell Tigers. Stan Javier A's. Scott Fletcher White Sox. Andre Dawson Cubs. Pete Incaviglia Rangers. Dave Schmidt Orioles. Larry Anderson Astros. Lee Gutterman Yankees. Terry Kennedy Giants. Ken Anderson Angels. Bill Bradley Orioles. And Bill Spires for the Brewers. All right. So again, these are just some bonuses, like throw in bonus packs. Adam, glad you were able to join. Thanks for grabbing another team last minute. Much appreciated. All right, so this is the 2019 blaster that I was able to pick out. What's up, Mitch? How you doing? Glad you could join in, and thanks for joining. All right, so we've got a rookie card here of Josh James for Houston. There's a nice Mookie Betts right off the bat for Boston. Probably a bittersweet card for the Red Sox there. A nice Acuna for the Braves. Diamond King. Xander Bogaerts for Boston. Rhys Hoskins for the Phillies. Chris Archer for Pittsburgh. It's a good-looking card, actually, for Donruss. G-Man Choi for the Rays. Tampa Love. And Rowdy Tellez, rookie card for Toronto. I've never heard of him before. All right, so those are your bonus packs for today. Like I said, so there's a healthy stack already to get us going. All cards will end up in your team stacks, and then whenever you want them shipped, just let me know, and I can get you a shipping quote. If for some reason, so we're going to start with the gold label. Let's say we pull a card that you just immediately want in your collection. You're like, hey, I want you to ship my cards this week. I can do that. So you don't have to wait until all 12 boxes are busted. I can ship ahead of time, but I mean, obviously you'd pay for shipping multiple times, so it might not be cost effective. But if you get something you really want in hand immediately, I'm happy to do that. So just let me know. Oh, I got a taker for the Indians. Awesome. Ben, I'll mark you down. You've participated enough of my breaks. I know you're good for it. So you feel free to send payment, whenever. Tonight's fine. I got you down for the Indians. A good choice with a lot of the 90s products. I was actually surprised the Indians didn't go much sooner. Thought the Blue Jays would go too, if I'm being honest, but they didn't. So that's all right. We did pretty well. Okay, so here we go. Topps Gold Label, one of my favorite brands of the late 90s. It's personal favorite. This break has all sorts of good stuff total in terms of the different sets that are going to be represented. I worked really hard to get a nice mix of sets that are kind of dedicated to the base card, sets that are more dedicated to the hits, the parallels, the inserts, etc. There's the empty box here. I'm just going to get this out of the way so I can stack the cards in it as we rip them. But yeah, so I went for a big variety, if you will, and I think I went pretty well. So here we go. Good luck, everybody. This is the 2001 Topps Gold Label. We've got 5 cards in a pack, all sorts of goodies with Gold Label, all sorts of different tiers. I do hope to, I won't promise that I'll do it for every box, but I will try, especially for some of the more confusing ones. If you pull something cool, I'll try to do some write-ups on my blog occasionally with, better scans of what we end up with and, more information, because I can't possibly know everything about, all these sets. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that. I will get you marked as claiming the Indians and paid and all that after the breaks are over tonight. So our very first card for the Oakland Athletics, we've got Jason Giambi, and you can see the Gold Label design is very shiny, which I like a lot. And the backs are very clean. I enjoy this particular year. I think the only thing that I don't like about this year really is that the card number's in the bottom corner. I'm a set collector first and foremost, and I don't like card numbers at the bottom. When you're trying to keep cards in boxes and stuff, it's very annoying because you can't see them easily. But otherwise, I love the sheen to these. And yeah, they're good looking cards. So I was super excited to be able to find a box of Gold Label, frankly, for the break. So that's our first one. We get a bunch of these junk cards. Our second for the Blue Jays, Brad Fulmer. Got beautiful looking cards. I should mention there's all the different classes. Class 1 is the most common. Those were both Class 1 cards. We have a Class 3 card for the Giants. I can get these separated. The only problem sometimes with 90s products is they do stick. And we've got Jeff Kent. Look at that gorgeous card for the Giants. That's a Class 3. And then we've got Carlos Delgado for Toronto and Mike Piazza for the Mets. And you can just see the light just shining off those. Gold Label is a gorgeous set. One of my all-time favorite brands, I think. And if I had all the money in the world, I would collect the entire late 90s run of this. But unfortunately, I do not have all the money in the world. Also unfortunate, the wrapper is sticking to the cards a little bit. All right, we've got Fernando Vina for St. Louis. We've got Bobby Abreu for the Phillies. There's our first Jeter sighting of the break. Look at that sharp-looking card. I mean, I don't even like the Yankees, but I can admit that's a nice card. Josh Hamilton for the Rays. And Jose Cruz Jr. for Toronto. And I guess I should be looking at the class numbers on the backs of these. Class 1, those were all Class 1s that time. You can usually differentiate the classes by the poses, but it's different for each year of Gold Label. So luckily for this particular year, they made it fairly easy to see. This is the only downside, is that you can see the wrapper is literally stuck to the card. So I'm going to carefully do my best to peel off what I can. Mostly seems to peel off, but it's leaving some residue that may or may not come off easily. For the Angels, Troy Gloss, you can see a little bit of residue there. A-Rod for the Rangers. Here's our first Frank Thomas. Beautiful. Chicago White Sox. Jorge Posada for the Yankees. And Maglio Ordonez for Chicago. It's weird. Some of the packs, they stick and some they don't. This one opened up nicely. Probably maybe because of that checklist on top. There we go. Saved a nice Cal Ripken. The Orioles went unclaimed, so I ended up claiming the Orioles today with the hopes of adding some Ripkens to my collection. So that's a win for me. Scott Rowland. David Justice. Kevin Young for Pittsburgh. Nice card for the Pirates. And for the Rockies, Larry Walker. Another nice card. Anyone sad about the Hall of Fame announcement today? Well, nobody made it in. I can't say that I was personally terribly surprised that nobody was voted in. The writing seemed to be on the wall. Only, from what I could tell, only Curt Schilling had a chance, and I think some of his comments really hurt him. And whether you agree with his politics or not, I think enough people didn't agree that certainly didn't do him any favors. All right, so our first card is Sean Green. You can see the pack residue on that one. Again, I'm not going to try to peel it off. I'll leave that to those of you that get it, so I don't damage the cards any more than I have to getting them out. Eric Young for the Cubs. Brian Roberts, Orioles. Tom Glavine for the Braves, and Terrence Long for the A's. I personally, if I had a vote, would have voted for Bonds. I would not vote for Sosa, so make of that what you will. I would have voted for Scott Rowland. I'm trying to think of who else I would have voted for. There's Darren Erstad, again with some pack wrapper there. Oh, we have our first numbered card for the Mariners. This is number 659 out of 699. This is a Class 2 gold. Edgar Martinez. Very nice. There's a Vlad for the Expos. Scott Rowland for the Phillies. And Johnny Damon for the Athletics. I will say that I can imagine it's hard to get a graded 10 from this set anymore, given the way these do stick together a bit. For like a team collector, they're fine, but if you're trying to get them graded, not probably so good. Manny Ramirez, Boston. Rafael Furcal. We have another gold card. I think all the golds are numbered. Yes, number 143 out of 999, Derek Jeter. That's going to be a nice one for the Yankees. Ryan Klesko, and for my Reds, Sean Casey. Who are the Yankees? Kenneth Riddle has the Yankees in this Breakers Club. Was it nice to get some old faces and some new faces this time around, so welcome to everybody. And a nice Pedro for the Red Sox, Johnny Damon for the A's, Tony Bautista, Blue Jays, Jason Kendall, Pirates, and Gary Sheffield for the Dodgers. Now, see, that pack didn't stick at all. So some do and some don't. I don't know why. Yeah, number Jeter out of late 90s is a pretty good deal. Jeff Jenkins, Brewers. A nice Manny Ramirez, Adrian Beltre, Mike Sweeney, and Kazuhiro Sasaki. That's the first stack done. A third of the way through. Our first of 2 boxes tonight. This pack is sticking like crazy. We have an Edgardo Alfonso for the Mets. And there's our Pudge, Ivan Rodriguez, has a little bit of pack wrapper stuck there. I'll let you try to get that off. We've got another gold. This is another Class 1, number 19 out of 999, Brad Fulmer for the Blue Jays. Probably not nearly as good of a name as Derek Jeter, but we'll take it. Albert Bell and move on. Apparently, YouTube is randomly censoring comments. I just had to approve. Eric Karros, Dodgers. And another checklist. J.D. Drew for the Cardinals. And a nice Greg Maddux for the Braves. I mean, these are just gorgeous cards. Travis Lee for the Phillies, and Kilviro Veras for the Braves. I've done a bad job of checking for the classes. There's probably some class 2s that we've pulled, but I do try to make sure to show every card on video. So if you see one that I miss and you want me to double check for you, just holler. As I'm peeling wrappers off cards. John Olerud, Roberto Alomar, class 1. Jason Kendall for the Pirates, Ben Molina, Angels, and Andrew Jones. Again, so pretty. Well, you can't complain about the box when you get a numbered Jeter, right? I mean, if we're just being honest with ourselves, whether we like the Yankees or not, we can admit that that's a good pull. Look at this. Pack wrapper just stuck right on the old Tim Salmon here of the Angels. It's as good as I'm going to try to do. We have another numbered card. This one's 614 out of 699, class 2 for the Rangers. That's an A-Rod. Golds are awfully pretty. Garrett Anderson, Jim Thome, nice Thome, and Bernie. Yeah, I don't know how easy the pack wrapper residue is going to come off. Sometimes it comes off easily, but this is really, some of these are really stuck on there, so I just don't know. Hard to say. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'll let you guys, I'll let you damage your own cards. Rick Ankiel, Terrence Long, JT Snow, Preston Wilson, and Todd Zeile for the Mets. It's worth noting that a lot of the packs are perfectly fine, but so the ones that aren't are very rough shape. We've got Roberto Alomar. Oh, what do we have? Oh, we have a hit, I think. Kilviro Veras for the Braves. Manny Ramirez. We have Bobby Abreu, and our first hit of the break, MLB Award Ceremony 2000 National League Batting Champion for the Rockies, Todd Helton. That's a nice card. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even think I paid attention to the fact that there were relics in this. Award Ceremony relics, 1 in 24 packs. So there we go. Very nice. That's what the back looks like. Got the sticker there. Make out the number on it. I don't know what that number actually does. Was there a use to that number back when this was released? Could you look up or something? I know Topps is done where you could go to their website and actually look up where the relic bit came from. Unless they just put a random number on there, I don't know. David Segui, some pack wrapper residue there. They should have put these on every pack. If this was on against the wrapper, then the pack seemed to be pretty good on that side because it wasn't against this shiny card. We've got Jay Payton for the Mets. Of course, as I say that, he's stuck to the guy behind him. Not too bad. Eric Munson for the Tigers. There's Todd Helton for the Rockies. Again, his base card, class 1. And Tim Hudson for the A's. All right. Beautiful stack of base cards starting us off here. Well, in parallels, there's definitely some class 2s and maybe even class 3s stuck in there. Last stack. There's our Mark McGwire. Going every which way. Carl Everett, the Red Sox. Kevin Brown, Dodgers. Jim Thome. And Chan-Ho Park. Yeah, the Rockies. I have had pretty good luck pulling good Rockies cards lately. which I don't think of the Rockies as a team with a lot of hits, but I don't know. I seem like I've pulled quite a few in the last number of breaks. Juan Gonzalez, Jim Edmonds, Jeff Cirillo, speaking of the Rockies, Nomar Garciaparra, and there we go. Nice Ken Griffey Jr., Class 1 for my Reds. I do have a fairly large collection of Griffey cards, but he's not my main guy that I collect. I don't actively purchase or trade for his cards. I'm happy to get new ones, but here's a Moises Alou with a lot of pack wrapper residue on there. Again, that might come off, I don't know, with some care, but I'm not going to be the one that tries to do it. Not to your guys' cards, at least. Jose Vidro. There's a nice Miguel Tejada. Jermaine Dye, and Jeff Bagwell. Boy, I hated Bagwell back when the Reds and Astros were in the same division. Bagwell just seemed to kill the Reds. It was so annoying. Mark Quinn for the Royals. Tom Glavine for the Braves. It's a Class 2 card. Just happened to look on that one. Luis Castillo, Marlins. Brian Giles, Pirates. And Barry Bonds. I still think he's going to make the Hall of Fame. I don't know when, but I can't see. I think Bonds was a Hall of Famer before he did any of the steroids or whatever he may or may not have done. I don't know where we're officially at on that. I don't think Sosa gets in. Speaking of Sosa, there he is. I just don't think he did enough without the premise of cheating between the steroids and the cork bat and all that kind of stuff. I just can't see they keep Bonds out. I just can't. Steve Finley for the Diamondbacks. There's a Class 3 of Adrian Beltre. Class 3s have the dual image. They're very pretty cards. Pat Burrell for the Phillies and Antonio Alfonseca for the Fish. We've got 3 more packs here. Just a lovely set, even with the pack rack for sticking to some of the cards. Phil Nevin, Padres. John Olerud, Mariners. Paul Konerko, White Sox. Bobby Higginson for Detroit. And Edgar Martinez for Seattle. Yeah, well, then he has the Veterans Committee as well. But I mean, Bonds is the only player I've ever seen in my life who was walked with the bases loaded. I mean, that's how scared they were of him. And I don't care if you're doing steroids or not. And no one else, half the hitters in baseball were doing steroids, and no one got treated like Bonds did. So, yeah, he gets in for me. Tim Salmon, Steve Finley, gold. This one is for the Diamondbacks, and it's numbered 885. You can make that out. So shiny heart. There we go. 885 out of 999. Roberto Alomar, Christian Guzman for the Twins, and Randy Johnson for the Diamondbacks. All right, last pack here. I'll go over the hits I pulled out, and then we'll move on to the box of Pacific Online. Rick Ankiel for the Cardinals. Todd Helton for the Rockies. It's a Class 2. So the second rarity tier. Garrett Anderson, Chipper Jones, and finishing us off, Jay Buhner for Seattle. All right, so I know I missed a bunch of the Class 2s. I might have missed a Class 3, I don't know. But our main hits that I was able to pull out, at least in the initial run-through, the Relic for the Rockies, Todd Helton. Alex Rodriguez for the Rangers. That was numbered out of 699. Brad Fulmer for the Blue Jays, numbered out of 999. Derek Jeter, numbered out of 999. Edgar Martinez out of 699. Steve Finley out of 999. And Jeff Kent, that one was not numbered, but that was one of the Class 3s. for the Giants. So that is our first box of the Breakers Club. Sticking to the pack wrapper was a bummer, and that unfortunately is the reality of a lot of 90s products. But otherwise, no other complaints about this. Adam, thanks for joining us for what you can. Yeah, I'll sleeve all of the cards I just showed off. They'll all get sleeved. Hits will go in sleeves as well. I'll take care of all of that after the break is over, because these things run long enough when I'm doing 2 boxes. So what I do is, here's a secret of how I organize things. So everything just ends up back in the box it came in to start with. And then I go back through and sort everything by team and sleeving all the quote-unquote good cards. I will pull out any of the rarities that I might have missed in our initial run through, and those will get sleeved as well. All right, so box number 2 for tonight is our vote winner, which I'm going to be honest, I was surprised. I did not expect this to be the box that everyone was, or that the most people were most excited to see rip first. I'm happy about it, but I was surprised. So the Pacific Online set is a very interesting, I'll say it, dated beast of a set. It has, I don't know if you can read, there we go, 750 players. And the main selling point, I guess you'll say, is that there was a website address for every individual player on the card. So something like that. And the line on the box, which this just cracked me up, surf the net. And I mean, back in 1998, that was still a pretty fancy thing. You can see they kind of went with the computer chip motif there. So this was it's definitely dated. It's still cool. It's funny, and it's Pacific. And who doesn't love Pacific, right? So, because I didn't show the empty box, just a giant chunk of styrofoam there. Guys, let me take the styrofoam out. It's annoying me. And we'll get going opening this. Now, this is our first of 2 Pacific boxes in this particular Breakers Club. We also have a box of private stock, and we'll do that on a different night. So we get 9 cards in a pack, all sorts of, well, I don't even really know. I don't think I've ever ripped a single pack of this in my life, so this will be a new experience for both of us. I'm pretty sure I have not. I've only ever even seen 1 or 2 of the cards. So we start off pretty well with a 750 card set. Here's Ricky Henderson for the A's. Well, there we go. I mean, look at this Yankee love happening immediately. Derek Jeter. So 2 true superstars, first 2 cards. Randy Myers. I think that there is a parallel in this set. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I think there's a red parallel. I might be wrong about that. Yorkis Perez. I've never heard of him, and we'll find a lot of players that I've never heard of in this set. Frank Rodriguez for the Twins. Dean Palmer for the Royals. Joe Oliver for the Tigers. He was a red for a while. You can also see at the top here, it's got a crimping. I don't know if the camera's catching that okay, but Dennis Eckersley for the Red Sox, and Clint Sadowski. There you go, for you diehard Diamondback fans, which there are none, because nobody ever claims the Diamondbacks in group breaks. Kevin Mitchell's only A's card. I'll see what I can do. There's 750 cards in this set, so our odds of getting any particular card is not great, but I'll do my best. Tyler Green for the Phillies. So I do know that there's a team checklist card for each team. These I kind of like, just a giant team logo. So obviously this for the Dodgers, Gary Sheffield. And then on the back, you get the entire, if I can get the camera to focus on that, maybe. I don't know if you can read that or not, but you get the entire team checklist. So the Dodgers cards, for example, they're in numerical order. So they start with 361, which is Bobby Bonilla, and they run through 389, which is the checklist card. So you've got guys you've heard of, and then a bunch of guys that you'd have to be a pretty diehard Dodgers fans to probably remember, like Jim Bruschi, for example. So it's not a true insert. It's numbered as part of the base set, but it's really cool because if you collect this, if you were to collect this whole set, there we go. Now you can make out the list. You'd have, obviously a long string in this case of Dodgers, and then you'd get the checklist at the end. I don't know. I think that's cool. I kind of wish the checklist came first, so you'd get the big Dodgers logo if you had it in a set binder, and then the Dodgers cards right after it. But that's a minor nitpick. I do like the idea of the checklist, and Pacific did a nice job with their checklist by and large. Joey Cora. So not every card has the up and down orientation. Some are sort of in landscape mode. Jermaine Allensworth for the Pirates. Mark Valdez for the Expos. Antonio Osuna for the Dodgers. Greg Grebick for the Blue Jays. Mark Clark for the Cubs. And Walt Weiss for the Braves. The other thing that I like about Pacific is you're not going to be able to see it because I can't even see when I'm holding the card in my hand, but usually on their card number down here, they also put the year at the top and the set at the bottom. So if you're someone that has just like a big stack of cards and you're trying to sort them, Pacific cards are the easiest to sort as compared to any other brand, even for how crazy the Pacific cards can be and the designs can be. We have a Ricardo Rincon. Now this is a gold. Okay, so this is a parallel. I forgot. This exists. There is an online parallel, and I think you would enter that number and have a potential to win something, if I'm not mistaken. So that is a parallel. I'm sure I'm not spoiling anything for the Pirates that number is long dead since this was from 1998, but that's a gold parallel for Pittsburgh. Javi Lopez, JT Snow, Kent Bottenfield, Cardinals. Another cool Carlos Baerga. Mark Loretta for the Brewers. Victor Darensborg, never heard of him, for the Marlins. Tony Castillo for the White Sox. And Alan Mills for the Orioles. Yeah, I think there are a number of players that only have a card in this set and none other. It was kind of almost like Topps Total, I guess, but Pacific's version. And then just made so retro-y great years later with the whole online theme that they really leaned into. So we've got another gold parallel, this time for the Cardinals, Tom Lampkin. And their only thing I can really see on the back that's a difference is they have that black stamp number on the side. That's our second one of those. Mo Vaughn. Bobby Bonilla for the Dodgers. Rafael Bornegal, Oakland. Scott Brocious, Yankees. Yeah, the winner, you're right. Now that you say that, you are definitely right. You could win prizes somehow. CJ Nikowski, Darren Oliver. That was the first red out of the box, I believe. Mark Hutton. And I'm a pretty big Reds fan, and I do not remember him. And Phil Nevin for the Angels. Yeah, just the fact that, I mean, I just love how hard they leaned into the online thing. I don't know what they must have just sat around a table and were like, what can we do for a theme? They've done like batting cages and they've done all kinds of stuff. And like, I hear the internet's going to be important, guys. Let's do that. Another gold, Scott Spezio. Yep. For the Athletics, I don't know if I missed one. That was nice Frank Thomas. For Chicago, Rich Butler for the Rays, Matt Beach for the Phillies, Brent Gates for the Twins, Jose Rosado, Royals, Jamie Wright, Rockies, Reggie Jefferson, Red Sox, and John Burkett for the Rangers. Also, don't know if you've noticed on the top of every card is the 2 websites. So I feel like I've checked that the players.bigleaguers.com is a dead web page, I think. I feel like I checked that, but yeah, that's what's at the top of each one. And the naming convention is basically first name underscore last name. Yeah, the foul pole net cards, they're I opened a box that had those in it, and we pulled one in a group break many years ago. Before that, I was doing them on video. I think it was when I was scanning every card out of every pack. Talk about a nightmare. But yeah, I did pull one in some Pacific product. It was pretty cool. I don't remember even who I pulled or who it went to now, but we have another gold. This one for the Phillies, Jerry Spradlin. Sandy Alomar, Indians. Greg Myers for the Padres. I do like the large team logos. John Lieber, Pirates. Dustin Hermanson, Expos. I pulled so many of that guy back in the late 90s. Juan Castro, Dodgers. Brian Hunter, Tigers. Lance Johnson, Cubs. And Edwin Diaz for the Diamondbacks. Let me just quickly make sure I didn't miss any gold. I feel like maybe they seem to be one per pack, but I don't remember noticing in the first couple packs. Maybe they're not quite one per pack. Yep, this Tyler Green I missed. That was a gold for the Phillies. That was in our first pack, I guess. I think that was the one I missed. I don't know. I'll go back through to make sure, but our gold here is Homer Bush for the Yankees. And then we've got Scott Rowland, potential still future Hall of Famer. I say, I think he makes it. Could be wrong, but I think he gets in. Andy Sheets, Padres. Donovan Osborne, Cardinals. Denny Hawking, Twins. Mike Hampton, Astros. Sean Runyon for the Tigers. David Stormy Weathers for the Reds. And Adam Butler for the Braves. That's a name I don't recognize. And a guy that I don't recognize. Colby, you're our resident Braves fan. What can you tell me about Adam Butler? Eddie Guardado was our gold here for the Twins. A nice Ken Griffey Jr. Beautiful. For the Mariners. Bob Wells, also for the Mariners. Aaron Small, Athletics. Carlos Perez, Expos. Jeff Montgomery, Royals. Jesus Sanchez or Jesus Sanchez, I'm not sure which pronunciation he goes by, Marlins. Tim Wakefield, Red Sox. And Domingo Cedeno for the Rangers. I don't think I've shown the backs very much yet, but the backs are very colorful. And you do get a team logo down at the bottom, but you can see pretty trippy, you know, because the internet, it's a wild, crazy place. Steve Klein is our gold for the Expos. And then we've got Will the Thrill Clark for the Rangers. John Johnstone, Giants. Bob Abreu, Phillies. Luis Lopez for the Mets. Ramon Martinez, Dodgers. Paul Asamacher, Indians. Kevin Taffany Cubs, and Nerio Rodriguez for the Orioles. Revolution, yeah, Revolution was crazy. They have like just glitter bombs threw up on Revolution cards. That's the only way I can describe those. Al Leiter for the Mets. They were fun to open, I'm not going to lie, but boy, those are some gaudy cards. Mike Piazza, if you haven't seen the Pacific Revolution, just go open up TCDB and just look for a random scan of just the base card. You'll think a unicorn threw up and vomited out a baseball card. Mike Piazza for the Mets. Roberto Hernandez for the Rays. Freddie Garcia, Pittsburgh. Andy Pettitte, Yankees. Al Reyes for Milwaukee. Rick Helling, Rangers. Lou Frazier, White Sox. And Alan Watson, Angels. I was a little surprised the Brewers didn't get claimed. Thought maybe there would be some love there. On gold is a good one this time. Paul O'Neill. Probably one of my favorite Yankees, only because he was a red for their World Series run, 1990. We have our next checklist. Mike Piazza. Checklist cards are nice. Carlos Hernandez. Mike Busby. Frank Rodriguez. Jose Cabrera for the Astros. Dante Bichette for the Rockies. Whoa. I lost my red. Ricardo Jordan. Another red that I don't know. And Greg Olson. Our next gold is Todd Ritchie for the Twins. Mark McGwire checklist for the Cardinals. Cardinals are going to Kerry Biggs this time. Kerry is one of my oldest trading partners on the blog and probably has been in more group breaks of mine than anybody else, I would say. And a great trading partner because I want nothing to do with Cardinals cards typically, and he is a very willing recipient of my Cardinals, and he sends me his reds, so it's a win-win for both of us. Jose Cruz Jr., Blue Jays. Jason Giambi, Athletics. We've got a Mark Valdez for the Expos. Joe Vitello? Vitiel? I don't even know. Royals. Frank Castillo. Tigers. Apologies in advance for all the names I butcher. Steve Avery, Red Sox. And John Smoltz. Nice Smoltzy for the Braves. I am pretty sure that Barry Larkin has 2 base cards in this set. I think he's on the Reds checklist, and he also, I'm pretty sure, has a base card. I think I own the Larkin checklist, but not the base card, if I'm not mistaken about that. Yeah, speaking of Kerry, here's another Cardinal for him. That's the gold parallel. Sammy Sosa for the Cubs. Mark Lemke. The Red Sox. Royce Clayton, Cardinals. Well, you just start talking about the Cardinals, and then they show up in droves. Brian Bohannon, Mets. Jose Mercedes, Brewers. Mike Lansing, Rockies. Keith Folk, White Sox. And Troy Percival, Angels. Card number 20. The Angels must have been the first team in the set, as they often were with Pacific products. Pacific usually put their sets in alphabetical order. And so the Angels almost always were the first team. Bill Taylor, gold parallel for the Athletics. We've got a nice Manny Ramirez. James Mouton. I don't know. Padres. Never heard of him. Never heard of this guy either. Buddy Groom. Mike Buddy. So we have Buddy Groom and Mike Buddy back-to-back packs. Derek Bell for the Astros. Come on. Bobby Higginson, Detroit. Aaron Boone, a red I've heard of at least. And Scott Brow. for the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks went unclaimed in this Breakers Club. Our gold parallel is going to the Tigers. AJ Sager. Don't know who he is, but there you go, Detroit. Derek Lee, Marlins. BJ Surhoff, Orioles. Mark Leiter, Phillies. Denny Hawking, Twins. Tim Belcher, Royals. Cards are going every which way. Aaron Seeley, Rangers. Mike Benjamin, Red Sox. And Brian Edmondson for the Braves. And you have a set that's 750 cards total. You're gonna reach for some of your names. Wayne Gomes for the Phillies is our gold parallel. A nice Chipper Jones for the Braves. Rich Aurelia, Giants. Turner Ward, Pittsburgh. Carlos Perez, Expos. Roger Cedeno, Dodgers. Edgar Renteria. Cruddy Groom. Terry Adams for the Cubs. And Jeff Rabelais for the Orioles. Yeah. The Reds had a lot of pitchers that were pretty cruddy over the years. Javier Martinez for the Pirates is our gold parallel. There's a Cub, or there is the Cub checklist. Kerry Wood. Wilson Alvarez for the Rays. Matt Morris, Cardinals. Luis Lopez, Mets. Jeff Cirillo, Brewers. Paul Shuey, Indians. James Baldwin, White Sox. And Craig Shipley. So this is definitely a team collector's dream type of set. You know, we get the gold parallel John Frascatore, which is pretty much just that gold foil on the front. I can't believe anyone gets super excited about a random number on the backside, but that's really the only difference between those and the regular base cards. Manny Ramirez. But if you're a team collector, you definitely get players that you don't have in all the other sets. So that's pretty cool. Dave Burba. Ariel Prieto for the Athletics. Andy Pettit. Dave Clark. Chuck McElroy for the Rockies. Brett Boone, so we got the Boone brothers, and Norberto Martin for the Angels. Angels are one of the teams that was claimed just tonight. Mark Blowers for the A's is our gold parallel this time. And we've got Javi Lopez. Pete Smith for the Padres, Turner Ward, Pittsburgh, Hideki Irabu, Yankees, Sean Bergman, Astros, Bill Ripken for the Tigers. Do not remember him playing for Detroit. Eddie Taubensee for the Reds, still no Larkin, and Jesse Orosco for the Orioles. Our gold in the next is Alex Arias for the Phillies. We've got Mo Vaughn for Red Sox, Paul Spoljaric, Mariners, Matt Morris, Cardinals, Dan Nolte, Twins, Fernando Tatis, Rangers, Oscar Henriquez, Mariners, Donnie Sadler, Red Sox, and Troy Percival for the Angels. Just a couple more packs, and then we will be done for the evening. Again, we will be splitting the group break, the Breakers Club group break boxes over the next 6 weeks or so, which will hopefully buy enough time for Series 1, top Series 1 to actually be released and shipped to me, because we have a box of that included in the break. We've got Jeff Jenkins for the Brewers as our gold there. A nice Frank Thomas, White Sox. Kirk Ruder, Giants. Ariel Prieto, Athletics. Ramiro Mendoza, Yankees. Sal Frasano, Royals. Juan Guzman, Blue Jays. Henry Rodriguez, Cubs. And Scott Brow for the Diamondbacks. 3 packs left. So yeah, I'm going to be doing 2 boxes every week. I do plan to do some regular group break boxes as well that are not part of the Breakers Club. Don't know that I'll get one up this week, but hopefully in the next couple weeks, we'll get some random boxes up for those that want to jump in that aren't maybe in the Breakers Club. And I know some of you, obviously like there can only be one person claiming the Mets, for example. So give people a chance for some of the other product. But by and large, it'll be Breakers Club for the next 6 weeks. Jason Kendall was our gold there for the Pirates. Sandy Alomar, Indians. Ramon Tatis, Rays. Yorkis Perez, Phillies. Mel Rojas, Mets. Wilton Guerrero, Dodgers. John Vanderwall, Rockies. Scott Iyer, White Sox. And Brian Edmondson for the Braves. 2 packs remain. Shane Bennett, gold for the Expos. We've got Mike Piazza for the Mets. Steve Reed, Giants. Mark Lewis, Phillies. Brian Bohannon, I don't know, Mets. I'm sure I butchered that one. Darren Hall, Dodgers. Enrique Wilson, Indians. Kevin Ory, Cubs. And Omar Olivares for the Angels. So I was hoping for the Larkin base card, because I'm pretty sure I needed it, and I've only got 1 pack left. So will I personally get lucky? I don't know. The gold, Rich Becker. I also needed the gold, but I wasn't expecting to get that. Vlad Guerrero, Expos. Kevin Stalker, Rays. Mark Wilkins, Pirates. Mike Buddy, Yankees. Darren Jackson, Brewers. Mark Thompson, Rockies. Mike Sorotka, White Sox. And Devin White rounds it out for the Diamondbacks. So we ended up with a very, very healthy stack of players, base cards, plus a very healthy stack of gold parallels, or winner parallels, I guess, as Pacific called them. So there you go. That will conclude tonight's break. I want to thank everyone for jumping in and joining. Those of you that participate in the chat, I love it. It makes me not feel like I'm just talking to myself for an hour. I'm a math professor by day, so I have plenty of those feelings. I do not need more at night. And yeah, today we start school tomorrow. We're in person, but my college I work at decided that we would be online for the first 3 days. So we're starting on a Wednesday, and then we're online Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the students are back in person on Monday for COVID. And I had to actually record lectures today where I was in my classroom, but there was nobody there. So I'm just literally lecturing mathematics to nobody. There's a camera that was recording, but that was a little weird. So I definitely appreciate you guys chatting. Much better than just talking to myself for an hour. So yeah, no Larkin, no Pudge. We did get a Pudge in the gold label though, so not all was lost there. I don't think we got a gold label Larkin either. But anyways, yeah. So we will have more boxes next week. Not sure which ones I'm going to do. I'll probably try to keep a balance of, like, the base set, quote unquote, type boxes, and the boxes that have, relics or hits in them, just to kind of keep, some of you were in for the hits more, some of you for the base cards more. So kind of keep everyone hopefully interested each week. Yeah, so I'm not sure which ones I'll do next week yet, but yeah, I will get these sorted. If you want them shipped early, that's fine. Just let me know. Again, I'll give you the shipping quote as is. Unless you really need the cards immediately, I would just wait, but they're your cards at this point. So whenever you want, you can have them. And yeah, I appreciate you guys jumping in. I appreciate the thanks there and the kind words from everybody. And hopefully every week goes as well as this one. I mean, I can't really complain. There's always a risk of some cards sticking when we're dealing with late 90s products in particular. I tried hard to research if it was known issues for sets. I avoid them. A lot of the Stadium Club, it's a known issue for, so I have kind of avoided those. The ones that's true of, but yeah, it was fun, and I think it's going to get even more fun as we go. I'm really looking forward to some of those playoff boxes because I never open playoff. They're expensive, and the one has a glass. It should have like a glass like plaque in it, basically. So that should be kind of cool. Not quite sure I'm going to ship it yet. I'm hoping it's packed well in the box that it came in, and maybe I'll just be able to use that for shipping. And I'm really looking forward to that Topps Tech box. Those are crazy expensive. There's no Larkin in that set. The Larkin is in the 98 Tech, but the 98 Tech box, the only one that's on eBay, is listed for $1,700. So, I'd have to sell an awful lot of slots to make that thing possible. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to the 99 just because I like Tech. So that'll do it for tonight. Thanks to everyone for watching and being part of this, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Bye for now.